All right, well, here we
Shit we
are
both
back at.
enjoy doing.
Yep, here we
My
are
bad.
back. 650G, Killer Frost. We're back with another episode of What Now? Now What? We're covering different sides of AEW and NXT. 650 is more of kind of like an indie guy. He enjoys it more than I do. As me, I'm grown up WWE, never bothered trying to watch the indies. It was more or less I didn't try to watch it because I don't like to see guys coming into WWE and then they go and then you get into them and then they leave and then you do see them again or you don't see them again or they're not the same person. So I kind of like to see them come in and if they succeed, they succeed. If they fail, they fail. I don't get angry. In a way, if you think about it, it's kind of smart. It's kind of my way of not getting pissed off.
You're, you're like an old man that's stuck in his ways.
No. Oh, no. Double cheese.
Pull your
Extra
pants
cheese.
up.
Extra onions, motherfucker. No, I.
Pull your pants up. Get off my lawn.
Out my
Nah,
lawn.
I hear you, bro. I understand where you're coming from, but like, I don't know. Like I was saying to you before, AEW, I get the same feeling from AEW that I used to get from watching WCW when I was little. It
Well,
doesn't
yeah.
have the big production value. You know
Oh,
what I'm
God,
saying?
no.
So to me, it seems more realistic, a little bit more grimy. They're not quite as polished. Sometimes being overly polished hinders from your ability to suspend disbelief
Oh,
because it's
yeah.
too smooth.
Yeah, but if you got athletes that can't act and you're cutting promos and you're the boss, you're the only one cutting the promo. So, with that said, let's just start with AEW. Um,
Okay.
the first match, I honestly can't remember the first match. Do you remember what the first match was? Or so let's just talk some of the matches. We don't have to go in order. They had a
Right,
match.
right,
This is what pissed me off. They had Trent versus Pac. I think that was the first match.
right. Okay.
And dude, it
That
was
was a
a
good match.
good. It was a good. I think that's Trent Beretta because he was always a good wrestler. And he just goes by Trent. But dude, that was a good match. And they had to have Orange Cassidy come in. Like you just had to ruin a clinic for that. Like really, just so people could go, oh, it's Orange Cassidy.
Hey, bro,
Like
I
that was
enjoyed the part with Orange Cassidy strictly because I feel like people who don't like Orange Cassidy, for people who don't like his gimmick, he got exactly what he should have got with that. Them little kicks, he got kicked right in the mouth.
yeah. But how
The
long is it before
glasses
you
for the
say
audience.
forget this?
I don't know. Like, I'm okay. I'm fairly new to Orange Cassidy's gimmick. I've seen him wrestle maybe 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
Um, the ones where it's mostly him with his hands in his pockets and blah blah blah. Yeah, I'm not real big on that. The ones where he starts like that and the person starts getting off in his ass and then he decides to actually start wrestling, I can handle that.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen. That's the problem. Um, it's okay. So it's kind of like
It
Cody's.
happens.
It's kind of like how you texted me when you were watching on YouTube, and you're like, and I actually paying for the full Hulu thing so I could DVR and watch the full 2 hours, and I fell asleep twice.
Right.
Cody's little promo, it was kind of good, but once he started off naming off legends, like you shouldn't have to do that to do a good promo. He does it all the time. I mean, his matches, if he
Well,
has Diamond, dude,
that
I'm
was
telling you
there
right
for
now.
a reason in this promo.
But I'm telling you right
He
now,
did that in this promo. He did it because those wrestlers that he spoke of were also bookers or also in management. That was the point.
yeah, and Dusty Rhodes. If anybody that's listening to this, just go and Google stories people shooting on Dusty Rhodes, and everybody will say he's a nice guy, but he only cared about himself. Okay, and he booked some stuff. Oh, he was ahead of his time. So was Jesse Ventura, but he was never heavyweight champion in WWE either. And I mean, it's like,
I don't think he was ever in charge of booking. I'm pretty sure if he was, he'd have booked
well,
himself
no,
a
no,
long
ahead of his
time ago
time, ahead of his time.
too.
No, I mean ahead of his time, like his character, his soul
Well, yeah, I feel
being.
like Hulk Hogan gaffled his gimmick from him and superstar Billy Graham. It's like a combination of the two.
Oh, he said he did.
Billy
Yeah, he
Graham's
said he
look,
did.
Billy
Uh huh.
Graham's look. He said that about
Yeah,
those
he
two
said that.
dudes.
He said that on I think 83 weeks. He did he tagged in while Eric Bischoff was talking, and he was telling Conrad, he goes, I was a big Dusty Rhodes fan. He come to Florida, and and I kind of idolized myself after him, and took a little superstar Billy Graham's flair. So
Right.
I mean, but
Well,
to
it's
me,
obvious that it was some Billy Graham in there, but like I feel like the way that he talked,
yeah,
I think his look was more Billy Graham, but the way that he spoke was closer to Jesse Ventura. Not
yeah.
exactly the same, but they both did say brother and all that other. You know what I'm saying? But like
I feel like Jesse Ventura could cut
Jesse
a better
Ventura was
promo
more
though.
spoken.
Yeah, it was more
Yeah,
educated
he
talking.
could.
He can make
I
it. He
don't.
could. He could
Yeah,
give you a good long promo. If he was in wrestling today, I think he would do really well
he
because
could
he could
teach it.
actually get real good heat. But
Yeah,
but the thing
I
is,
think that Jesse Ventura can narrow down how to piss you off real quick. I think he's very good at
you'd
it.
think he'd get involved in wrestling. You think he would come back and do something, manage somebody or something. I mean, he could make a lot of money. He really could do it. It would. I don't know, and he's still jacked.
I don't
I
think
mean,
Jesse Ventura. I don't think he's hurting. He is pretty big for an old dude.
but
I don't think
when
Jesse Ventura's hurting though.
it was funny when you texted me. And like I was texting, hey, did you watch AEW yet? And your response was Cody Rhodes. I'm reading it. Gave one of the best promos I've heard in a long time. It actually sounded like he was talking to you. Dot dot dot.
It,
LOL.
it did.
But
It
that's
did
because,
because a lot
dude,
of the things that
everybody's
you talked
complaining about
about.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he said everybody every time he hears his name, and he went into it about how he's in management and he's wrestling for titles.
And
He
I
went into
told
that,
you,
and I
and I
actually personally believe they're going to have him lose, so he doesn't. He says never again. It's just going to be like a year or two maybe before he
Yeah, but
challenges
see,
for the
that's the
title
pro. Yeah,
again.
when there's somebody really bad that takes over, and Cody, you have to overturn that decision so that you can beat him for the title. But it's either that, or he gave away the finish, which was stupid. Him coming out
I
because
mean,
he
but they
got lost.
always do that. They say
No, no,
you
no, no,
win
no.
and you
Yeah,
have
but
to
that's after.
retire from
But that's
WWE. They just go to
but
another show. Like they don't really
but that's
retire.
yeah, but dude, that's after. That's long after they've like had many matches and feuds where it got tiring, and they did that to just end it. Cody's just starting. First off, I think, and I told you this before, I feel he should have had like Pac. He should have had Hangman. They really want to get Hangman over. Okay, so he's the curtain jerker. Good job. Um, like they want to get people over and do things, and it's like get them over first, and then have your grudge matches, then go for your titles because these people will already be established. And see, a lot of people who are criticizing it are saying the same thing that he shouldn't be doing that because that's exactly what his dad did. And his dad's been fired, hired so many times. It's not a good thing. I mean,
Yeah, but he was fired and hired. He was fired because he got in disagreements with people about some specific things, and then they hired him back when they
because yeah, but
discovered
then
that
they
what they
fire him
wanted to
again
do
because they're
wasn't working.
yeah.
They'd have another disagreement or argument. Dusty, you know what though? I don't know the dude. I've never been around him to say this. I've never heard anybody say anything to the contrary. But like, I just how his character is and how I heard him speak, I can see him as not being easy to get along with if he doesn't like you or something about you.
Yeah. I just feel like as far as everything goes with um what do you call it? With the whole AEW thing and him going for the title. First off, they're not really cutting promos. And once again, they did some stupid thing with his wife, and she goes, "Everybody's talking about me. Like, who am I? Like, nobody cares about you." Holding her brandy with Awesome Kong.
Oh,
I
I
hate
thought
to.
that was dope. I like that promo angle.
Nah, dude, Awesome Kong is so like, dude, their division sucks. We had that conversation with Mo and all them. Dude, their division sucks. I mean, you get
It
one
doesn't
coming out
suck.
looking
They
like,
just got a toothpick as the champion. That's all.
yeah, and the division is just sloppy. It's like, I mean, even their gear doesn't look good. It's like, come on, polish up a little. You got money. He did a thing on Twitter. He showed the lady from WWE, the short little black lady. I forget her name. She was there
The
for
little
like,
Taylor lady that
yeah, and yet all these women have these horrible attires. WWE, she did all their attires. These women, it's like, what? It looked like they came out of Walmart.
yeah.
Like it was
That's
terrible,
why so
dude.
many of them look like they shop at the same store though.
Yeah, but in WWE it
In
looks crisp.
WWE.
Yeah, but it looks crisp though. They got their attires mostly
That's
stay
what I'm
on.
saying. That's
Uh,
back again to what I'm saying about why I like WCW over WWE growing up. because WWE has a tendency to be too polished. Like everybody isn't going to look great all the time. Some dudes are going to look better than they wrestle, and some dudes are going to wrestle better than they look. Like that's just, I don't know. I appreciate that, but the imperfections make shit better to me.
Well, I like Eric Bischoff said it. He said he had a conversation with Vince, and it probably led to a lot of problems why he left WWE. Um, he asked him, he goes, "What do you like about AEW?" And he said that the crowd is more into it. It's a bigger crowd. It's more lit. And even Jim Cornette says it. He's like, they need to light up NXT better. So that's what AEW does good. But if you notice lately, AEW, the top rafters, they're not selling out their arenas like they used to. It's like blacked out. There's very few
No, they're
people.
not. That initial hype is gone, but neither is WWE though. So
Yeah.
I mean, I would say WWE has been doing it longer. They got more momentum build up. So
Yeah.
if they're not filling up audiences, everybody else is going to be hard. That initial AEW hype is over. It's a
Yeah.
wrestling show now. People can go back and look and see. And I know there's, I don't know, dude. There's just things about AEW that I like the when they introduce them and their name pops up on the screen. The win loss record is there. They
Yeah.
differentiate between singles and tag matches. It's just little stuff like that that I like, which WWE at some point will probably end up stealing.
Well, WWE should be in bigger arenas because one, they'd make more money. Two, like Eric Bischoff said, it would make the production more because sometimes it is the camera shots are kind of close in NXT and AEW. Their camera shots. It's the one thing I noticed too. If you really listen to it, Jim
There are a
Ross,
lot
his
of distant
commentary is
camera shots.
yeah, and his commentary, it's like he doesn't know when to talk. Tony Schiavone, you barely hear him talk. Excalibur talks and he's like, "Oh yeah, I know these guys." Blah blah
I
blah.
mean,
It's
those
like
dudes,
that's
they have
terrible,
to get
dude.
their mojo back together. Everybody don't have that that synergy right off the top. They haven't worked together in a long time.
And then you had Cody cut his promo, which was okay, but once again, he's the only one really cutting promos. And I mean, and TNT's got a shit
He
ton of
might
commercials.
he's
You would
been WWE trained
no, but that's
to
the point
cut
though.
promos, so
But he has to let them fail. Like Chris Jericho even said it, and everybody says it. There's guys out there. He said like Roman Reigns is one of the funniest guys. They're like they gotta let him go out there and say what he wants to say instead of these scripted things because he'll be good. So why isn't Jericho telling them to do that? And Jim Ross is saying the same thing. Why not let them go out and say, look,
they
go out there, do your thing, cut the matches down because these matches are way too long, dude. Like it's all it is matches. If you're trying to cut
some
promos,
of them.
how are they getting feuds over if there's no promos? Oh, they're going against each other. Oh, they attack each other. Okay, that's it. There's like no promos, and
I mean, no,
eventually,
I feel you. There has to be some kind of promo to build up to the action that's about to happen. And like
yeah.
that's why I think NXT was so dope because they did that. It was old school wrestling. They
And they
gave you
give them
two,
that
three
chance
minute
to fail. And if you
promos.
fail, you're taken off TV for a while. Exactly. And
I
AEW,
don't know
it's
about
like it's
taking
just
them off TV. You got to give them the chance to fail so they can
miserably.
feel that failure
Yeah,
and do better the next time. Like
dude. The one thing I got to talk
that
about
used to be wrestling.
there is like I heard Jim Cornette talking about how it's for these arcade little kiddies. They have their stupid little things, their little their type
What's
of
for them?
wrestling. Like a lot of
AEW.
different yeah, a lot of the different that's why because it's like if you look in the crowd too, you see very few older people and it's all nerdy, fat looking guys like and they have the dark order. Really? What? I mean, these guys are a
Whatever.
thousand times less intimidating than the booty version of the Ascension. Even the bad version of the Ascension. These guys are just like even when they got all beat up
The
and they were
bad version of
jobbers.
the Ascension at least looked the part.
Exactly. These guys, it's like you get guys walking around masks going, ooh, ooh, ooh. Like really in the ring,
Again,
dude. In the ring, they're terrible.
everybody
They're
in
tripping over the ropes.
AEW is new at the job that they're doing.
No, they're
Everybody.
wrestlers. How is that
Every single
new?
person.
It's wrestling,
Yeah, but
dude. And
these
I'm
dudes have
sorry.
never had this kind of freedom on this scale before.
And I gotta ask
Nobody
you,
except Cody and Jericho.
hey, maybe you know, I don't know, but who came first, Private Party or Street Profits?
I'm not sure.
Because
See, let me
Private
tell you
Party
something about Private Party.
is like the B
They do
version of
dope
the Street
shit,
Profits.
but they are like I don't. I don't like Private Party like that.
They look
I'm
dorky. They
not
look.
really into them like that.
Yeah, it's like, dude, the '70s cold. They want their clothes back. It's terrible, dude.
The one
Like, it's
dude with
so
the
bad.
gold mohawks, the Hawk's old haircut, the
Yeah,
LOD,
yeah.
dyed gold, like that's corny. No,
They ain't gonna let you in a
corny.
club with a haircut like that. Sorry. I guess you will be your own private party in the parking lot with that. I'm
I mean,
sorry.
right? You have a private party in the parking lot.
And it's just
The
they
one
don't. It's
dude's
like,
just terribly skinny. Like
yeah.
they be having him in the ring with dudes that I feel like could one shot him. Like
But
real
that's
talk.
why he should wear like baggy pants, really colorful. Really, I hate to say this word because I'm white. Really fly looking baggy pants that can hide his skinniness.
Yeah. He he should try it. But that's the fashion nowadays with all the super tight shit that these dudes wear. But yeah, he should be trying to do something that makes him look tougher instead of like you can break him.
And then you got the Dark Order and that one skinny dude that's supposed to be evil with that Viking Raiders looking face paint. What the hell is that? The dude is they look so stupid. I mean, it's like I can't wait to hear
Some of
Jim
them
Cornette
don't look
tomorrow
good.
talk about him. He's gonna say, "Who the hell are these
Some of
guys?"
them don't look good.
They don't look good at all, yo. I bet he's dating
Some
that
of
Freddie
them don't look
Mercury
good.
Chinese chick.
There's other dudes that look great, and there's some dudes that just look bad. Like when you
But
let people have control of their own gimmicks 100%, you're going to have some people who don't get it all the way. You know what I mean?
yeah, but
Or
see
they
that's the
need
thing though.
assistance in specific
They're not
aspects.
even focusing on. See, this is what I said, and I don't know if you remember it. I told everybody. I said, look, when they go to live TV, it's got to be week to week. I am telling you, it's going to show how the young bucks are not as good as people think they are. Other than them ruining the super kick and other moves, um, dude, they're not even on week to week. They're not featured like a prominent tag team.
M-
I mean, and they're
Most of them
also
aren't, unless you're in a major, and that's in wrestling in general. But like the Young Bucks aren't trying to do what Cody's doing. They're not trying to be a major part of the show like that.
they need to be. You need to have that at least
I
every
mean,
other
you should
match.
see them more often.
Yeah, but
And
you
plus,
don't. And
the
their gear is
youth,
so
the
terrible. I'm
people,
sorry. They're,
the Young
they're
Bucks gear
cheap.
is kind of corny.
Oh my god.
It's kind of corny. Their
No,
gear is
it's
kind of
corny.
corny.
It's corny.
Okay, I mean, yeah, I was trying to be nice, but fuck it, it's corny.
The Rock and Roll Express had better
Damn, I
looking
lost
gear
my
than they
train of
do.
thought. The Rock and Roll Express was dope. They were one of my favorites. I don't understand how come they don't get more props. The Midnight Express. When are they going to be in the WWE game? They own WCW.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? I mean, they're saying Jim Cornette, he should be in the Hall of Fame technically. I mean, but see, that's the thing too. It's like they
Yeah,
actually asked.
Jim Cornette and has, I believe he has such. Well, I can't say because I don't know, but it just feels like he has an adversarial relationship with Vince McMahon, and that's just one of those things that Vince doesn't want to give him. He should have went in with the team that he managed when they went in.
Oh, no, the Rock and Roll
It
Express.
doesn't make sense that he did. Yeah,
He only managed them briefly
no,
though.
not the Rock and Roll. It doesn't matter.
Midnight Express didn't go in, did
No,
they?
the Midnight Express should go in. I don't
No,
know.
they didn't go in yet. No.
Nah, I would love to see Bobby Eaton on the WWE podium.
Yeah. But see
Stan
that
Lane up there getting it in.
I thought
That
Stan
would be
Lane died.
wild.
Uh,
Did he?
I don't know. I thought he did. But anyway,
That's
like
fucked up. I'll have to look into that.
the next thing, but see, that's the thing with the teams, though. That's what I'm saying. Is like even the Lucha Bros. It's like they just do a run in and that's it. It's like no, have them in a match. And like I said, their whole show is mostly high spots. It's like everybody has to get their moves in, and like Jim
That's
Cornette said it.
WWE too.
No, because Jim Cornette also said it too. He goes, it's not even a tag team. And see, and it made me realize. I know you're gonna hate me for saying this, but it made me realize why Dre 41 on PWR always does tornado tag matches. People are asking me, why does he always do that, thinking I was still involved? I said, I don't know. Watching AEW, I see it. All tag matches turn into tornado tag until like the last 2 minutes, then they turn into a tag match and they do the hot tag. It's like everybody has to get their stuff
I mean,
in.
that's once again, that's the opposite of what usually happens in a tag team match. Usually, it's a tag team match, and
But
then
on
at
the
some
indies,
point in
though,
the
but on the
match,
indies,
it
apparently it's a big
devolves
thing.
into.
Yeah.
I mean, it Have a regular wrestling. Have a wrestling match. Like it's it should be a wrestling match. Not if you're gonna have a tornado tag match, have a fucking tornado tag match.
But wrestle. Don't do spots all day long.
Yeah,
You don't need a
I mean,
spot fest.
once you get into the situations where it's 2-on-1, you're gonna get high spots.
Yeah.
That situations is made for that.
And I have to say, the best part of the show was Chris Jericho mocking Cody. That shit was hilarious. That was just, I mean, because Chris
When he was
Jericho,
talking
honestly,
about when he was talking about getting the bubbly,
yeah, le
he
bubbly.
has a lot of stuff to do. My all I have to do is find places to get the bubbly.
I
Yeah,
gotta
that was
find where the good bubbly is. He goes, that's hard work. That is hard work.
I I thought it was funny that they had the old lady and what's his name, Vincent.
Oh yeah, people were laughing for that because everybody hates Vincent
That
on
was
these
hilarious.
podcasts. On these podcasts, they talk how ridiculous
What they
Vincent
call him,
is.
Soul Train Jones.
Yeah, he's a school teacher.
Like I've never known him as that ever.
And the lady's like, "Oh, Cody should say he's gonna get his ass kicked. He's gonna die." I was like,
The old
"What?"
lady, that was
Yeah.
hilarious. That was the best part of that interview to me.
But
And
see,
that
what I
little
don't get,
section.
but what I don't get is, I know Jericho challenged Ibushi or something or whatever, Okada or whatever in Japan last weekend. But it's like, why isn't Jericho working out? He's still out of shape. I mean, he's gonna be 50. He's 48. I'm sorry what people say. Jericho was and you heard me. I said Jericho is my number one
That
favorite
was
one.
another good. Not to cut you off though, that was another good part in that Jericho shit where they said Jericho's in his prime. He's 48 years old. He's the youngest AEW champion ever.
Champion of all time,
So,
yeah.
yeah, AEW. Yeah, that shit was funny.
Yeah. But see, that's the thing too, though. You're doing both of them, which you should do. But also, I mean, you got 2 hours, and they even said it's always hard to fill 2 hours of wrestling. Other wrestlers need to do promos. Other wrestlers do some interviews backstage. Hire some people to be your interview people. They don't have that. Tony Schiavone's in the ring. Oh yeah, what's with that diamond earring, dude? He looks so weird. He always looks angry, like he's like pinching a loaf. I mean, I like Tony Schiavone, but it just,
He's
yeah,
like he's
like he's about
like he's
to, like he's
fucking
holding it
holding
in.
one in.
Yeah, he's prairie
Holding one
dogging.
in.
Yeah, he's prairie
Tony
dogging.
Schiavone would have. You getting the real Tony Schiavone. This is not WCW. I have to be. Some of them fools is getting too much leeway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and see, that's the problem.
Some of
And
them are getting.
you
That
you
is
can't
the
get him
problem.
over.
That's not the problem. It's a problem because there's several. Like
Yeah.
AEW can be better. I just feel like they'll get there over time. They have to learn. Like you said, you gotta let the wrestlers go out and do their promos and fail. They have to go out and fail at certain spots so they can learn how to do it better, bro. It's the same thing.
And I'm sorry, but like this women's tag match was like, it was sloppy, and it just like, I don't know. And the fact that they show you the match while it's at commercial, I don't like that. I really don't like that because to me, it's like they should be like 20 seconds behind or like 10, like 5 minutes behind. And this way, if something's bad, they could like change the way it looks to make it look better. And the worst is like the
So you
referee,
like
like,
the old school WWE way where they cut the commercial and you come back and
well, see
different
what's,
team is in
but
control now and
no, but see, that's the thing. That's the thing. It gives, because what they usually do is they hide. I've been to live events, like to TV tapings, like to 3 of them. The thing is,
they're just breaking the
it
rest
gives,
holds.
but it gives the wrestlers a break so they stay fresh for the rest of the match when you're on TV. So when you're at home watching it, it's even better. It's like the action. They don't get winded. They don't get winded as much. I
They
mean, these
break the rest
girls.
holds for commercials.
Yeah, I mean, these girls.
Oh, we're gonna do
They're
this reverse chin lock for 2 minutes.
yeah, or they go outside the ring, and then you had that Brandy where Brandy did her little promo. I'm sorry, like why is she's like the head of she's the head of their something marketing or whatever, and she's like, I'm this, I'm that. So why are you on TV? It's like everybody needs to be on TV. There needs to be people in the back, and like I'm going to refer it again, Jim
See,
Cornette,
I didn't hear I'm
and
this,
keeping
I'm
it
that. I
100
heard her
said that they
say
need to
what
have
she
somebody.
isn't.
No, but she is going to be
I
there.
heard her
She's
say what
managing.
she's not.
Yeah, but she's gonna be on TV. She's been on TV. She's cutting promos. Last week she did one. Nobody could decipher what it meant. But it's like she thinks she's this big thing. Like I'm gonna
Oh,
manage Awesome
that's
Kong.
not
And
unusual.
she
The
goes, I earned the right.
undecipherable promo is not unusual in the world of pro wrestling.
Well, if you're the Ultimate Warrior, maybe, but he was exciting. He was exciting because you didn't care. You didn't want him to go long. He was like that different thing. But once again, halfway through this, you just say to yourself that like everything, it's too much different. There's no style. They need to get their own style, AEW style. That it's like I like that because I like that
They're
it's different.
figuring out what that is right now, bro.
Dude, they knew they were doing this almost. They knew they were doing this nearly a year. I think it was like last November, December, when Cody said he talked to Tony Khan, or Tony Khan got a hold of him. They knew they were doing this. So it's like the XFL. I
Bro,
guarantee you it's gonna be
you
better
can
because
know that you want to be an actor, but it's different when you know that camera's rolling. You have to adjust to knowing that that camera's on and not ham it up. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
it's a learning period, bro. And I understand
Well,
that you don't like it and why you don't like it. I get that, and that's cool. You don't have to. Like nobody can force you to like some shit.
I mean, I do like that
But
they have
like,
Justin Roberts as their ring announcer. At least they got a guy who's a good ring announcer. I don't know why WWE gets rid of these guys after 10 years. I mean, if they're good, keep them. Howard Finkel's been around for like 100 years, and he
for
still
my whole
calls.
life, for
Yeah,
my
it's like keep
entire
them.
life.
Yeah, they get these women in there that are
I
so
mean, I
bad.
guess they feel
Ugh.
like they're getting old.
Yeah.
JoJo had just started getting good. You know what I mean? And
Well, she's still there. She's still there. She still does stuff.
I haven't heard her. Well,
I think
see,
she's on
I don't
SmackDown.
know, man.
She's either on SmackDown or Raw.
There it is. That's why I haven't seen her.
But then you get Sean Spears, who was I can't remember his name, Ty Dillinger, Perfect 10. Dude, he's gonna get sued by WWE because when you listen to 83 Weeks, Bischoff talks about how WWE sued because Scott Hall had the same look, the same mannerisms as Razor Ramon. And he didn't think about it, but he did that when he was Diamond Stud, so he could have sued them for that. And he's like, "Oh, I'll think it back on it. I should have." But Sean Spears does that whole 10 thing, and he's the chairman of AEW,
Well, when
and
he
he has
came out
totally
the last
yeah.
show, they didn't do no 10 shit that I saw.
Yeah, he did when he gets on top. When he gets on the top turnbuckle, he puts his hands out. And he goes 10, and he did that like 2-3 times. He still did it. He put his hands up like that, and people go 10. He still does it, and he didn't turn it into like a diamond or nothing. He just put his hands out like a 10, just like WWE. And he when he was in WWE, he I think his dad's famous, either a singer or an old actor, I forget. But he actually he left, and then they came back. They released him, and he came back, and then they released him again, and then they brought him back, and they tried using him, and he couldn't do nothing with him. He just wasn't
See, my
marketable.
thing is, it's certain. If a lot of wrestlers give the WWE. Like I'm scared for what's his name? Damn, now that I want to say his name, I can't think of it. The high flyer, light skinned black dude, Ricochet.
Ricochet,
I'm scared
Tom
for
Faison.
Ricochet when they finally do get tired of him and he leaves WWE because most people eventually leave.
Yeah, but he's got
Who is he
that
gonna be?
face. He's very dude. He's like a young AJ Styles, man. Except he could do more. I mean, he's got the same look. I mean, I really don't think they'll ever let him go.
Who
I
is he
mean,
gonna be if he leaves though? He can't be Ricochet anymore because you know the WWE owns it now more than likely.
no. So I think they let them keep it. I think they let them keep it and say like I'm not coming in unless I have it because I mean, there's some people who have kept their name. So I mean,
Very few. Most people get a gimmick change when they come to the WWE.
well, you had and after that match with Ty Dillinger, it's like he's got a beat up old. I did so much cocaine, maybe my hair looks like my hair is growing coke. Tully Blanchard in his corner, which is just sad. He looks like an old, decrepit, fucking Fit Finley. I don't know why they have him coming out.
No, he looks
Why?
better than Ric Flair.
No, I know, but but it's like, why
And
does
I
he
was
need a
happy to
manager?
see Tully. I recognized who it was as soon as they saw him. Why does he need a manager? He didn't do much.
Because they know he
Maybe he
can't
can't
get it
talk.
on his own. Yeah. But see that once again,
I mean, but
just like
that's what
most,
managers are for.
I know, but once again, they have to give him more time. If he just comes out, wrestles once, does a backstage assault the next week, that's not really showing. They need to show these guys more. They got a
Okay,
lot of.
check this out, bro. This is the
What's
thing.
up?
And this goes to the exact topic that you're on right now. You saying they need to show them more. Part of the main allure for these wrestlers going to AEW is the lighter schedule. They can't show them more if they're giving them a lighter schedule.
Well, I'm
trying
pretty
to
sure.
work these dudes in AEW like they're WWE wrestlers, and they're not.
But see, that's where the problem comes in, because then you're going to get lost in the shuffle. I haven't seen that kind of. You mean he was there? I stopped watching it because I got tired of it. Oh, and I missed it. Now you got to go back and look, and it's like, you know what? I'm just not going to do this shit because you want to see these guys. You want to see them. I mean, you see Cody all the time doing promos. Oh, he put the fish through the glass. Okay, Stone Cold
Yeah, so
filled a Corvette full of cement. What's your point? I mean, yeah, you know what I mean?
the people who are the reason why it's in motion. Like I
Yeah.
feel like you should see Kenny Omega a lot. I feel like you should see the Young Bucks a lot, at least at the beginning, at least for the first
Hagman
year or two.
Page. Yeah, you have your top 4 guys you
Hanging
should see
Page,
all the
all
time.
the major stars, the major stars
What?
that are the reason why people initially got pumped on AEW. I feel like you should
Loki,
see them
stop.
dudes pretty often for at least the first year.
Yeah.
After that, I mean, not after, but in between time, you got to start working in your less known indie dudes.
Yeah.
Because like
I,
the way I see AEW is excuse me, I mean I don't mean to keep cutting you off, folks. The
Oh
way
no,
I
no,
see
it was my dog
AEW,
barking. I had to get him out of the room.
nah,
Mailman came.
the way I see AEW is an indie company with major wrestling company vision. You can see them like you would
Yeah.
see a major wrestling company. They're out there. And I feel like it's just growing pains. Like the WWE wasn't awesome. I mean, when it was WWF, when Vince got it, it wasn't awesome right off the top. They had to learn how to do specific things.
Yeah, but you got to remember
Hulk
these guys
Hogan
are
was
on.
the reason. Hulk Hogan was the reason that most people watched WWF back in the days. And you would see this dude on TV. You would see him give a promo every week or two, but you wouldn't see him wrestle but 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the thing too. They got to remember they're on TNT, and TNT had WCW. If the numbers start to drop in the next like 6 to 8 months, they're gonna start saying you guys got to start doing something, and then they're gonna start trying to take control, saying you got to do this, you got to do that. Because they had Tony Khan, you could hear him in the background. It sounded like some kid was talking to John Moxley. Okay, well, you can't be sanctioned. It's like there's an owner who just can't be silent. He's got to be on TV, and eventually he'll be on TV, probably getting beat up. And then they had the John Moxley interview after that match, after that Sean Spears match. That's the first time I doze off. Um, and it's like they're showing all his indie stuff. Like they took footage from when he was on the indies. It's like, okay, so show us who
I
he
mean, they
used to
can't
be.
show any WWE stuff.
No, I know, but it's like, why isn't he wrestling? Why is he all talk? It's like,
Because of the lighter schedule, bro.
but that's so
These
stupid
dudes,
though.
yeah,
I'm
okay.
tuning in to see people, not to hear them talk. That's like watching WWE and only seeing
I don't
talking.
feel
We
like
don't
you're
want that.
stupid. I don't feel like you're stupid. I just feel like people have been trained to expect specific things from a wrestling company that's supposed to be this big. And when you
Well, I
don't
know.
see those specific things that
Yeah, but
WWE has trained you to fucking be on the lookout for, like some people just don't agree with it. Now,
well, like
like you were saying, there are certain people I would like to see more often.
definitely, but I don't like Ambrose. I think he's Moxley is Ambrose. It's just they let him do what he wants, which WWE would have done probably. But it's like he personally, I think how when he left the shit talking that he did, it's like, dude, don't you know just to go and keep your mouth shut and then maybe come back because one, you can make it worse for your wife. Two, it's like you'll never be able to go back. What? Because what happened last time was his whole popularity and everything died off. He literally had no bookings. He said it on Stone Cold's podcast. He's like, I was just sitting in my friend's house in Pennsylvania waiting to hear back, and thank God I did. And then he got to go to Performance Center, and then
Well,
they,
as far as
that can
he's
happen again.
concerned,
Well,
as far as he's concerned,
yeah,
I've never been a fan.
yeah.
Like when they were the Shield, they were cool as the trio.
He was
But
good
him
as the
solo,
Shield. Yeah, he was a crazy one.
no,
I mean,
in the Shield he was dope.
he
But
was the Mad
solo, I've
Murdoch.
never been a fan.
Yeah, he was Murdoch of the group.
I've never been a
Yeah,
fan of. Right, he was Murdoch from the A Team.
yeah, that was
I
great.
can agree with that. I can agree with
I
that. But solo, I've never liked him solo. And a lot of people do. And if you do, that's dope. But me personally, he's super
he
boring.
sucks.
He's
Oh
supposed
yeah.
to be crazy. What does
Well,
he do that's crazy?
oh, he comes out to the ring and dude, and you talk about that later schedule. That's funny because um with the rings being different, with certain companies using like AEW uses cables for ropes, WWE uses ropes, and Stone Cold even
Right.
said between the ropes, the cables, and the length of the ring, it actually you can get injured very easily. He said just getting used to how it all works, you can get hurt.
See,
And Moxley's already gotten hurt. Pac's already gotten hurt because they're allowed to wrestle wherever they want, and it costed him a
no,
match against
bro.
Kenny Omega at the pay
I
per
feel
view.
like that's the exact opposite of what the reality in that scenario is. These are indie wrestlers, bro. They're used to wrestling for different companies. The rings are going to be different everywhere they go.
Uh,
Everywhere they go, the rings are going to be different. I understand the cables because there's so many high flyers, and so many people jumping and bouncing off the ropes, the top rope and middle rope in different ways. They have to use cables, or else they'll wear throughout the course of an AEW show. How many people jumped off the top rope, like springboarded off the top rope? It happened in almost every match. So I understand the cables, and the dudes get more lift with the cables than they would with the ropes. It's more like trampolini in that fashion. So I get that too. I
uh,
feel like people get injured more often in WWE because they're forced to do things in a manner which they're not accustomed to doing them to. Dudes be in the indies for years and never get injured and go to WWE and be hurt the first 2 months because they
yeah.
slow them down and make them do stuff different than they're accustomed to doing it. And they end up getting hurt because of that. Or at least that's my opinion. I'm not saying that's law or fact or nothing like that. That's just how I feel about that particular topic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and then you have like it doesn't make sense. You have Ortiz and Santana come out and attack Kenny Omega and Moxley. So what? Kenny Omega and Moxley are gonna have a title match against them. Oh, and here comes the Young Bucks, and then with their super kicks, yay! But they don't sell it. They sell it like as if they punched them and they're still standing. So it's like, and then they dive out the ring, they barely hit them, and it's like they're like a sloppy version of the Midnight Express. And to me, it's like, well, Total Carnage, which is the typical formula for what you do a show
Again,
breakdown before a pay per view.
another spot where we agree, where I agree with you, is that they don't sell enough or correctly
Oh,
in AEW. They don't. Like, motherfuckers take really big moves where they should be hurt, and it could be an opportunity for people to catch their breath. But as soon as it lands, they're right back on their feet, which takes away from the point and the emphasis of doing that particular move in the first place.
so what do you
That's
give
one of the things
yeah?
that's one of the things that WWE does right.
So what do you give AEW for this week of the show and like constructively, entertainment wise?
Uh,
Out of 5 stars, what would you
well,
give the whole show?
out of 5 stars, see, the rating that I give them would just rating them off the top would be different in a comparison to say NXT.
So basically, in your
I
mind, we
would
haven't
give
talked
them
about
a
it yet.
solid. I'd give them by themselves alone.
Yeah.
I'd give them a three,
Yeah, I
two
was
and a
saying two
half,
and a half.
three.
Yeah, 2.5. So good we said at the same time. It's just I want to see more. I want to see more, but I don't want to watch a show and have to keep checking in or fast forwarding or rewinding or recording just to see who I want to see because the other stuff it's like it's a mishmash. It's a little bit of everything for everybody. Dude, this isn't McDonald's,
They're working
okay?
it out, bro.
I know, but still
Or
like
Burger
Cody and
King, you can
them.
have it your way.
Yeah,
They're still
man.
working it out, bro. I feel like it's gonna get better. They just gotta you gotta give them a little
Uh,
time. With their six episodes in,
they need to get rid of I think it's 5. I'm not sure. They need to get rid of that Dark Order. That is just some dumb shit. That's like having an army of Doink the Clowns. It was just the stupidest shit I've ever seen. It was
the
like
Dark Order. See, this is the thing. Okay,
even the
I'm
fat
still
guy couldn't get in the
acclimated.
ring, and almost tripped.
The one with the mask. The one with the mask.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, he's terrible.
Oh my god! And the other guy's too skinny. What's he trying to be, a Viking Raider? Oh my
The
god!
other dude is too well. When I think of the Dark Order, evil, devil worshiping kind of motherfucker,
Nickelodeon.
I think of real. I think of real skinny, emaciated, crazy. Like he fits that. The bigger dude with the mask, he's terrible.
Yeah, and then the gear is just stupid. It's like they took people out of the crowd and they said, "Okay, we need you to crouch down like you're taking a dump and move your hands around like going woo." and then turn
Yeah,
into a
his
chair
attire is
so his
bad.
fat ass can sit on you because he got winded just walking to the ring, and then the block. The only cool thing I saw, which was that sounds like it's a good idea, but they still look stupid. They would have been better if they would have put more money into it. And with Tony Khan having money, you think that he would put it into it. And these guys are getting paid enough; they should put more money into it. It's not being cheap because they're not going to last long, and that's their downfall. When the guy went to run against the ropes and he went to come over, and they all stood there in the way, then it was like he's like, ugh. That was cool to use them as protection, like they know to jump in the way. That was kind of smart, but it's too much. You don't need an
No, I
entourage.
think no. See, this is the thing, though. I think that this is how I thought that worked, or how it played out in my mind when they did that. Right? Was yeah, they were using them for protection, but they were like clowning the young bucks, like we know you're gonna come over the top rope, therefore we're gonna stand here not giving a fuck, while all these dudes are in all black who are quote unquote invisible. Go ahead and jump over. They'll
Wait,
take the
they're
bullet and
invisible?
bust your ass. That's what I'm saying. Like they weren't supposed to be being seen until the moments where they were supposed to be being seen. This is how I
Huh?
was looking at the shit. Like
Well, see,
you know,
if they actually had like guys who were like jacked and ripped, and you could see their arms and like just their arms and maybe their legs or something, and they had this gear with this mask like Penta where it looks scary. Then I'd be like, okay, you don't want to dive over the ropes into that because that might eat you alive. That would make sense. That would be cool as hell. But when they wear a mask and they look stupid, it's almost like, hey, go ahead, jump into the '80s. Oh, WWE. It just looks stupid. It's just, I
I
mean, at least
mean,
make them look evil. And even that emaciated guy, put some body paint on or some face paint. Talk to Dustin, say, yo, give me some good ideas. Putting lines on your face like Viking Raiders, dude, you look
nah,
stupid.
he should talk. He should look sickly almost, like the
But
evilest. They're supposed
yeah,
to be. What's the name of the team again? The
Dark Order.
the Dark Order. Yeah, he should be looking like the evilest. He wants the power from it, but it's like draining
Yeah,
him physically in a way. He should be
yeah.
looking like
Or be
pale or like
or
deeper
be
lines.
or look like Rick
Like
Rude with like bulging veins in his arms and his chest, like more power, like he's getting
yeah,
overloaded, like
that's
he's gonna
hard
like
to
kill somebody.
accomplish.
Well, yeah, there's wrestlers out there though.
That's a little bit hard.
I think it's
Yeah,
time
but
to like
that's
trade
like
them
that.
in.
Right,
back
trade them in,
back
have
back
a
to the
new
drawing
Dark
board.
Order,
Yeah, I want a
dudes
refund.
that fit that tag name better.
Dude, if I would have paid and I saw them for the first time, I would have went to that ticket booth. Go, I want a fucking refund. You see that shit that's out there right now? I want a fucking refund. What is this shit? Am I in the '80s? I
Could have
gotta get the
told
hell
you
out
to
of this
go sit
building.
down and watch the rest of the show.
And then I say yeah, and then I would want double my money back.
Bro, if there's a whole show full of wrestling, they're not gonna give you your money back because you don't
I
watch
know, but
TV
you
and
know what
dumb
I'm
ass.
saying. You know what I'm
I hear you,
saying.
but like, yeah,
All right, so let's go on to. We spent 40 minutes on this crap, which is like,
oh, just edit it, edit it.
no, I'm not editing it. It's all natural, dude. It's better when it's all natural. And most
I
podcasts
hear
last
you.
2 hours anyway, hour and a half, 2 hours anyway. So anyway, so going
Right.
to NXT.
We're still young in the game.
NXT opens up, and I thought it was cool. They had the OC, which I wish they'd get a couple more people and
I
actually
feel
made
like
them
they
legit.
teased that. I feel like they
Yeah.
teased that.
Well, with Seth Rollins, but Seth Rollins not going to join. You know, he's not going to join. He's not going to join NXT. He's going to stay in Raw. He's going to be the
Well, I feel like
leader.
they teased it in NXT
No, 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 no. We'll get
when
to that
Balor
later.
came out.
No, 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 no. We'll get to no because he pointed. We'll get to that later. Um, First match
He
was
pointed
Damian
the guns
Priest.
at him.
Yeah, and then he got destroyed. Damian Priest gave the Razor's Edge to. I mean, he was wrestling Pete Dunne, and that was a pretty brutal match. I mean, they were punching the crap out of each other, which was too many punches. It was a decent match, I thought. I thought it was pretty cool. They were all going at it.
I like Pete Dunne.
Yeah, Pete Dunne's pretty cool. They had. If I don't know if you watched the 2 hour version
And
or
in
the 90
reality,
minute.
the 90-minute more than likely. In reality,
What's that?
in order for in order for me to feel like Pete Dunne can beat that dude because of the massive size difference, his
Uh-huh.
style is the perfect style, in my opinion, to be able to beat a dude that big, where it's all the joint manipulation.
Oh, when he got him in that armbar and he like broke his finger, like he's like, ah,
Yeah.
that's awesome, yo. But I honestly think like Pete Dunne shouldn't be by himself because He's too small. I feel like he should be like with somebody or have a group of people or this like because they started that whole British thing, but yet they haven't been around for 2 weeks. So it's like okay, that didn't make sense. But
I feel like Pete Dunne should be the leader of a group of dudes that's all hella bigger than him.
yeah, like Killian Dane. Like Killian Dane comes out and he beats his ass. That I liked. He came out and beat the crap out of him, which is good. It was an attack after. He didn't interrupt a good match like AEW with
Right.
Trent Beretta and Orange Cassidy. They waited. And then they cut to Dakota Kai talking. She would make it good on the main roster, but I don't know if they're not letting her talk or if she's really that bad on the mic. I mean, but she's pretty decent in the ring, and when you let her loose, she could put on a good match. I mean, so first off, we had the first match was decent. I'm not a Punishment Martinez fan yet, but Damian Priest, which I think is a cool. I think Damian Priest is a cool name though, so they did give him a cool name after he jobbed out when he first started. But then you had Dakota Kai, and she's all talking, and she's like, I could be on either team. Shayna said I'm a waste, but I could be on a team. And so she goes to take on Shayna.
Corny.
Yeah, she takes on Shayna Baszler. Well, before that, they had two other chicks take on each other. It's like some Colombian girl. I can't remember her name. I know I should take notes, but it's one of those filler matches. But even the filler match was good, which I can say, which says more than I can say for AEW filler matches. And I'm not hating on AEW. I'm just still disappointed.
Yeah, I don't feel like AEW thinks they have any filler matches at this point.
Yeah, they think it's all super great matches, and it's like, you're wrong. Wrong. But then,
Oh, they're definitely wrong about that.
yeah, but then you have the Shayna Baszler versus Dakota Kai. That was a good match, yo. That was like almost pay-per-view worthy type of match, and
I mean, for the quality of the individuals involved. It's not that. It's just they had a good match, bro.
Yeah, it was really good match. Really good.
Really good match. That tends to be something that people say that was a pay-per-view quality. Whenever the match was really good, you feel like that's where that match should have been seen.
Yeah, it was.
If they
good.
do have a match at a pay-per-view, it's going to be difficult to top that.
Yeah, but they will probably. But then you had people come out. You had.
I hope so.
But then you had Shayna Baszler's team come out because she already had her two ugly ass. They're supposed to be UFC fighter girls, which are terrible pro wrestlers. I think they're just keeping them around so they could do that Four Horsemen versus the Women of Four Horsemen Wrestling, whatever. I don't know. So then they're all fighting, and then out comes Mia. Well, out comes everybody, and they're all fighting back and forth, and then Mia Yim comes out. And right there, when that happened, you automatically knew that Dakota Kai is going to do a heel turn. It's going to be a heel turn.
Here comes the bullshit.
No. Dakota Kai is going to go heel, and she's going to join Shayna Baszler, which honestly I think is a great idea because they all use their fists and their feet. I think Dakota, just like Io Shirai, I think that it's going to be a great idea that she's going to go heel. Because Mia Yim comes out and she's just beating up on everything. She's like, "Oh, I'm the head, blah blah blah, in charge." It's like, you were good at first, but you're boring now. And so then you knew that Rhea Ripley was going to pick her to for the team once she came out. You're like, oh, she saved the day. I see where this is going. And then when they had Dakota Kai standing behind them, all sad looking, even the girl that was her teammate that teamed with her for the tag titles, didn't even say, "Oh, I'm so sorry," oh, this and this, and try to console her or anything. And it was like, wow, for real, we're going there. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was just like, okay, so
it's a missed opportunity.
Exactly. So Dakota Kai being a heel will be great, and that's what I'm predicting to happen. She's gonna go heel, and it's gonna change her whole career. Because she's not a pretty looking woman. She's not bad looking, but she's not super pretty. Where it's like, oh, you can make her to a diva type where everybody will love her and buy her shirts or this or this. She knows how to use her feet. She can put on a good match when she needs to. She moves around well with a leg brace on, with the knee brace. And I know maybe some people will say, well, it doesn't really matter. Well, it kind of does. And then, so I just see that happening with that. And then
that would be that would be dope. That's
and then we
not a bad idea. Did you say that's what you would like to happen, or that's what you see happen?
I see that happening, and I'd like that to happen. When I saw it, I'm like, that's gonna be cool because it's typical. Okay. One person gets shunned, and they'll end up joining. And Shayna, they won't say nothing. It'll be like a surprise thing, and then all of a sudden she'll come out. She'll come out as like probably the last entrant, and she'll like whip everybody's ass. Which I like Rhea Ripley, but I don't like the rest of her team. I think the rest of her team sucks. I think she's the only one star. She'll shine in the War Games, not everybody else. So, and then, dude, and then, that next match that they had was like, and I know I'm sounding kind of biased, but it was good for the second week in a row. The next match that they had.
You do have a bias, but that's not bad necessarily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You prefer one company to the other. That's just what it is.
I prefer the stars. Like Tony Nese. Dude, Tony Nese, I think.
I love Tony Nese.
Dude, he is sick, yo.
That dude is hard. The first time they showed him in the 205 shit when they was first doing that tournament, I was like, dude, that dude is awesome.
Just like Cedric, man.
They
were chanting, sign him, and then Triple H had to come out to get him out of the ring area. He said, "Come on, the show's got to go on."
All right, we'll sign him.
And they did, and he's in a major spot. But Tony Nese though,
He deserves that spot though. Tony Nese is a G.
Dude, Tony Nese though, seriously.
Man, he's swole for a little ass dude.
I hate to say this, it'll probably make you might have something to say about it, but I honestly think he's a better version of Pac. I really do.
I don't agree with that. You were right. I don't agree with that, but
nah, because Pac is one ugly looking motherfucker. He ugly. I mean, them ears
he's
just
weird. He looks like he's an elf, but that.
So why did he shave his head and look stupider? That looks so stupid. Well, I'm the bastard.
I'm not tripping on that. I preferred him in the Indies better. The current his look is WWE.
Yeah, it looks stupid. I think when he came into NXT, he looked fine. When he was in NXT the first time, he was good. But Tony Nese though,
heel look.
Tony Nese is like, dude, like he grows a beard. He looks good with a beard. If he shaved a beard, he would probably look a lot younger, or be like, oh, it's a whole fresh new thing. So, in order for Tony Nese to change his gimmick, all he's got to do is cut his hair and shave his beard, and he'll look like a totally different wrestler. It's like you're paying for two wrestlers in one. But like the stuff that he does, he's a powerhouse. He moves. He's constantly,
and he's a high flyer,
like a super hot flyer, yo. Yeah, oh my god,
Tony Nese is a dope wrestler. They're truly missing an opportunity with that dude.
But see, here's where WWE, I don't know if they screwed up or if they did it intentionally. They put him against Angel Garza. Dude, that match was sick. Dude, Tony Nese and Angel Garza. Like, I didn't like Angel Garza because, like, just something about his face. Just his face makes me say, like, I want to punch him. But, dude, it was like, and then when he powerbombed his pants. I know, that's what's funny. And then he powerbombed his pants off the second rope. That shit was like, what?
Right.
It was so stupid, but it was funny. It's almost like they pulled an All Elite, to try to just kind of mock them.
Right.
But yeah, Tony Nese and Angel Garza, that was a great match, yo. I mean, that was like, wow. Because you always know you get a good match. Like, there's few cruiserweights I know I'll always get a good match out of. Cedric, Ricochet, Tony Nese, and like a handful of others that you always know you'll have a good match out of. And then after that match, I think things broke down after that match. Oh no, they had that Swerve versus Dijakovic. Personally, I thought that match was boring. I think Dijakovic is better when he wrestles big guys. I don't think when he wrestles guys more athletic than him, it's like a mismatch. He's not quite at that level. You know what I mean?
So he doesn't look good. Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to, like, his matches with Keith Lee. Oh my god! Even though some of them you could tell were kind of like they're setting each other up, but then they did stuff that's like, even Cornette said it. He goes, you could tell they're setting each other up and helping each other, but when they did those moves, it's like big guys aren't supposed to be doing that, and they're doing it. But
Dijakovic's it brings back shades of an old WCW Vader.
Yeah, but Dijakovic, I think he needs a manager. He needs to either be with a group and be like the big guy of the group, or he needs a manager because like he's talking how his nationality and how his people are so strong. It's like, dude, you're from Boston. Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, one second, bro.
Hello? Yeah. But then you had what do you call it? You had what the hell's his name? That main event was pretty good. That main event was pretty good. Yeah, the main event was pretty good. I mean, for 2 hours, I think they packed in a lot for 2 hours. You know, I think it was like
Yeah,
one of those things where it's like, wow, you got all this stuff in 2 hours, and probably like one match that wasn't that good, and that filler girls match that was, and they even had two women's matches. Like AEW has one. Oh, we want women to be just as equal. This and this. It's like, okay, so we'll get
well,
four of them shown.
WWE did have a huge influx of females all of a sudden.
Yeah, but it was.
That wasn't the way it used to be.
Oh no, no.
They had a long time where they would have one female match. Every pay per view, the female match was a bra and panties match back in the days, and like,
Well, but when you say you're going to do better by it and you really don't, that's just sad. I'm just, I don't know. Alright. But then we come to the 6-man tag match, and which is, and it's not me being biased because you're agreeing too. The NXT was fun to watch. Like, it was just one thing after another. Then you had the 6-man tag match, which was a little odd.
I enjoyed the NXT show better, more so than the AEW show this week.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I didn't dislike the AEW show.
Oh no,
You know what
no.
I'm saying to you?
But the NXT show was like more like a lot easier to watch. Like on your
I mean, they have more practice at doing it, and I'm telling you, the intimate, the short seating of NXT, it does something though. Like everybody in there is pumped. Everybody in there is pumped though.
yeah. Did you see that nasty fall after Keith Lee dove through the ropes and then Matt Riddle, dude, he landed
Yeah,
bad.
hit his back of the head
Oh,
hard as fuck.
I hope he
I
didn't
was
hit
scared
Shawn
for him
Michaels
because that's
himself.
what took Shawn Michaels out. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. That's what Shawn Michaels did.
yeah. They might. I think Triple H is probably gonna say, dude, you better start wearing shoes, man. At least wear wrestling shoes.
Right, you got to get some traction, buddy, because that was totally. He didn't get enough traction when he was trying to come over the ropes.
Do you remember when Rusev first started? Rusev
Trying to
was
be AJ
barefoot too.
Styles,
Yeah.
trying to be AJ Styles. I'm sure Rusev got his feet stepped on in the ring enough times to where he was like, "Fuck this," because he was wrestling big dudes.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I saw that. I was like, oh, I had to rewind it a couple times. I'm like, and I'm looking at it right now. Like, dude, he landed like, oh, I honestly, I hope he doesn't have
it
any bad.
looked harder than the Shawn Michaels shit.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels was
It looked like it
fast.
was more. Yeah, it happened hella quick, and he came away from the ropes and rolled out toward the rampway. This fool hit the apron and stayed right there.
He stayed there and then fell off. Like he went, "Pah!"
Yeah, he
like
slid
putty.
off that note. It looked like that shit hurt bad. I was like, damn.
Because I'm not a big fan of Matt Riddle, but like, I mean, his stupid like
He got hurt
his
trying to be Shawn Michaels.
yeah his stupid what do you call that
No, trying to be
that
Caesar,
surfer face?
trying to be AJ
No,
Styles. That move
no,
he
that's
was doing was the AJ Styles move.
well that stupid surfer smile that he has. It's like to me, it's like he looks doofy, but no, bro. I can see it's good way to get heat. Can you imagine him as a heel? People are like,
Right.
shut up.
With that same gimmick though. They'd be so shut the fuck up.
I would love to see him versus Enzo Amore, just like talking back and forth. Yo, bro. I'll watch you, bro. I'll watch you, bro.
Oh, that would be so fucking annoying. That's one of them shits that would be so bad it's good.
Exactly. And then Finn Balor comes out and he's pointing. And he's like pointing, and AJ's like puts his thumbs up, and then he does the gun thing. And everyone's like, yeah, we're gonna have a Bullet Club, and then boom, he gets destroyed. But it's like they did an interview with him. They said, are you joining like after he turned heel? They go, are you joining Undisputed Era? And he says, you'll have to tune in to find out. And it doesn't feel like he is. Where would his place be? To me, I think like because he said that he would love to start a Balor Club, and he would have like he would want Razor and Akam on his team, which would be sick because that's like the most like wrestlers don't want to wrestle them because they're too strong. That they destroy people like the Legion of Doom used to. I mean, these guys are like legit street, like kung fu, whatever it is, black belt or whatever it is that they did. They're like legit badasses too, in like real life. I mean, you saw them on the street, they'll
That's
kill
the
you.
best way to do it. That's the best way to
Yeah,
do it.
yeah. But unlike Legion of Doom, that was bodybuilders that were strong. These guys are legit strong, legit solid, and legit killers. You know what I mean? And they literally haven't wrestled because nobody wants to wrestle them, so they do those stupid things where they sit there and
When we turn
we get in
the camera
parties.
on. Anyway,
Yeah,
right.
we've been
This is
fans
what
for
we do
years.
anyway.
Yeah, what we like, what we don't like. So, as for this, I'm Killer Frost.
Yes, sir. This is Tech Vaughn 650G.
And we wish you all a bad day. Peace.
Give me your money.